Most men don't realize that a woman can easily sense if they're viewing her as an object to fulfill their lustful desires. And this fact alone makes it easy to understand why women are repelled by these sorts of men. A woman would truly be attracted to a man whom she can feel comfortable with, who doesn't give off creepy vibes and isn't a slave to his desires. When you're on seed retention, your mind isn't obsessed with lustful stimulations, and the longer you're on retention, the easier it will be to avoid watching dirty content on the internet. This conditions your mind to see women for who they are, instead of viewing them as intimate objects, which greatly reduces your need for female approval. Because you can focus on goals much more ambitious than simply getting a girl, you wouldn't be chasing after women seeking their approval. And believe it or not, this is exactly what will get more girls to notice you, because you'll be one of the few who isn't running around begging for female approval. Seed retention will make you more confident, either through diminishing these shameful emotions or greatly increasing the testosterone in your blood. It will affect every aspect of your life. You'll walk differently, you'll speak differently, and your masculine dominance would be felt by everyone in the room. Now you wouldn't notice women admiring you for your confidence or other qualities, because they rarely pick up these cues consciously. But subconsciously, they notice almost everything. And it's scientifically proven as well, through chemicals called pheromones, which transmit chemical messages from our body to our surroundings, which are subconsciously picked up by those around you, especially females who've been known as to assess vitality, fertility, and suitability with a potential mate. Now when you're on seed retention, your body's pheromone secretion is at its peak, which transmits this aura into the world subconsciously around you, attracting more people toward you. When you're almost a month on seed retention, you'll start to notice a drastic change in your life. Most things will tend to go your way, and good people will start to come around in your life. Now, I'm telling you these things because I've personally experienced it, along with other guys who've been determined with their seed retention journey. Maybe it's a coincidence, but I find it strange how life keeps getting better the longer I'm on seed retention. One last thing before I wrap up this point. Maybe you've noticed how some guys suddenly change and their exes keep trying to get back to them, or maybe other girls keep flocking around them. These are the men who are relentlessly pursuing their goals and ambitions and practice seed retention firmly. Now let me give you a few examples before I wrap up the video. These aren't exactly attraction stories, but can be considered something close, where girls really went out of their way to please me. So let's start with the first one. One day, I was out with my friends at a small local cafe, where we ordered some food. I noticed this girl at the counter constantly looking towards me, playing with her hair and acting all provocative. Later, when my friends left and I got up to her to pay the bill, I noticed she changed into a dress that revealed more of her cleavage, placing her hands right below her chest, pushing her breasts up. She started a conversation, and we talked for a good 10 minutes. And she even asked my Instagram. At that point, I noticed her casually sliding her shirt strap down to reveal more of her cleavage and shoulder, and stared deep into my eyes. I decided it would be best to get out of there, as my friends were already waiting for a pretty long while. Let me tell you about another instance. I was traveling in an airplane when a girl sitting in front kept looking back at me and smiling. At one point, she got up and touched my shoulder seductively, catching me off guard. Later, she even slipped me a paper with her Instagram ID written on it, and the funniest part is that we didn't even speak a word during the entire flight. Lastly, I want to tell you about a girl who worked at one of the hotels where I was staying. I noticed her early in the morning, working for breakfast, and I'd even talked with her shortly a few times. I couldn't help but notice how she got so nervous and shy when I was talking to her, but sort of fascinated at the same time. Even one of my friends noticed that as well and remarked about the strong chemistry between me and that girl. When I was checking out on the last day, I went up to the reception to find the same girl there. We talked for a good 15 minutes before my friends interrupted me to get on with the bill. I paid the bill, but I was so lost in her eyes, who kept staring back at me, that I forgot to hand her back the keypad. Another girl annoyingly reminded me to return the keypad as it's company property. So guys, those were some of the instances when I really noticed girls trying to get close to me. And maybe it's a coincidence, but I truly believe that seed retention played a really important part in all of this. With that said, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more content like this in the future. Why not like the video too? It will greatly help the channel.